There are just certain times where you hit something right and the weather's good that are just amazing. After finishing the Benton Mackay in heavy rain and limping pretty badly due to some foot pain, I ended up taking a few days off in Delunga to give myself a chance to recover and wait for the weather to pass. Not the worst couple of days to be off trail in the end. Okay, time to limp back out on trail. I haven't got many sunrises since I've been out here.
This is pretty, isn't it? I think we're about to.
Oh, look at the clouds.
I'll shop this. You can't beat that, can you?
Actual granite rock, huh?
Yeah, it's so cool, ain't it?
And I am back. Table Rock Park, 5-6 days of food, a slight limp, and a plan that should get me through the next 200 miles or so. So everybody keeps getting stung around me, but so far I have avoided the yellow jackets. We'll see if that sticks. Every time I look up and see it's pretty, I tend to want to take videos. Okay.
I don't care either way. You want me to go first?
Oh no, I'm good. Okay. Oh, Blondie would love this. Oh, it feels good to be back out here. Ankle pain or no. Yeah, so the more I'm out, the kind of more aggressive I get at not getting overly cold. Oh, Blondie would just love this. So, per the rangers, should be no water problems out here for the duration, at least till I get to the Bartram. Yeah, I'm just gonna have colors right to the end, I guess. Because why worry about me bringing in, normal income with a happy client versus they wanted me out selling, they wanted me out on new projects. Oh, it is pretty. I swear the colors are more vivid right after a rainstorm.
I know, I love it. I love the smell.
Yeah, this ain't too bad. Blondie is gonna want to come do this trail at some point. People keep telling me, oh, there's going to be this climb over on the Bartram, and I'm like, well, okay, compare it to the north end of the Long Trail. And they're like, oh yeah, never mind, so hopefully. I am feeling really good about having sat out the last of that storm. This would have been a shame to do in the clouds. Oh, this is a nice day.
Oh yeah, it should have come up here.
Considering when she first joined me, like I could barely get her to talk on camera. It's interesting on the lat long coordinates. Bye. Oh, this has been such a good day. So that was Byron. He was the same person who in 2021 came and met me at Springer and drove me down into that same town, different hotel, same town. And so when he saw I was coming out into the same area, he volunteered to run me out here. So he drove a couple hours today, and to make better use of his time, he's in Atlanta area. He decided to hike up, and he's doing a loop here. And it really worked out. Him coming out and giving me a ride was part of why I delayed through that storm. Because before my ankle hurt, I was like, oh, I can't really not hike because of rain. That would make me all sorts of wimpy. Come on. But the combo of the ankle injury and how hard the rain was for those 2 days, I decided to delay, and that had the extra advantage of me being able to say, well, I'm being nice to him. He's coming all this way, driving me. The least I can do is make sure he's able to do his hike in like nice-ish weather. So here I am on Thursday instead of Tuesday. And as it turns out, he is able to come grab me and get me to the airport in Atlanta, which is huge because that has let Jen and I nail down all the plans. I'm going to fly out on the 16th, stop by my parents briefly, land in Orange County on the 20th, and then Jen and I fly out to Atlanta and then Bonaire midnight on the 21st. So everything is set. I'll get to see my parents for a couple of days. I have what should be plenty of time to finish this trail and the Bartram Trail, along with a little bit of a buffer if anything happens. The weather has got disappointingly nice. I should be very careful about saying things like that. But the 2-week forecast is dry and warmer again. So it looks like these past 4 days, the big storm is through, and I may have a day of rain here or there, but nothing that's going to last for days. And a little bit of rain, a little bit of drizzle here and there makes it more epic. But by the time I got to Springer and got to the hotel, my rain jacket was just inundated. Skirt was soaked, layers were getting pretty wet. Tent was wet. It had gotten inside of the pack, outside of my liner bag, and I could have set up and been okay with my dry clothes, but that would have been a little less than pleasant. So since I knew I had a ride from Byron, Jen was able to send me a resupply box. That simplified things versus having to find a hotel. So I have 5 dinners, so 6-ish day of food to get me the 77, 80 miles of the Foothills Trail, plus any side trails I do, plus a 15-mile road walk. I have a bit of a buffer since I didn't know about my ankle and a couple other things, but and I don't want to be road walking in the dark in some random rural area with dogs. So that should take the stress off there. There is a B&B on the road walk, like most of the way along that 15-mile road walk. It's actually a bed and barn, but it is so over the moon at hosting a hiker, because they never got to do that, because I guess people do the Bartram or the foothill, but they don't connect it. When Jen talked about sending a resupply box, like they had already agreed and they thought we were just going to send them a list and then they were going to go buy the stuff for me. We're like, oh, that's so sweet, but no. So Jen has mailed me another box. I'll have bean dinners to get me to Franklin. I'll buy a resupply in Franklin. And by then I should have an idea, once I finish the Bartram, which is just another 100 miles, 110, something like that. If I have any extra time between that and say the morning of the 15th, I'll just turn north or south on the AT and do a day or two. So then Byron will see me again on the 15th. He will drive me to the Atlanta airport. I have a hotel that night for laundry. He will have a IKEA duffel Jen is going to send him, so I can pack my checked baggage with my trekking poles and things. And then, like I said, fly out on the 16th. That last day or two into Springer, that ankle pain came out of nowhere. Foot, ankle, whatever you want to call it. And I have been stressed the last couple of days. It didn't seem like it was a trip ender, but I really was worried that I was going to come back out here and it was going to be kind of like that last day where every step kind of hurt. And the first day in the hotel, Like, it hurt. I was limping around the hotel. I didn't walk to coffee, which was like a mile away, just because my foot hurt and I wanted it to get better. So I have been off my feet mostly. Byron actually came out a day early and took me to Mexican food and resupply. So this morning everything was all ready to go, and he just had to grab me and we came straight out here. So short version, things are looking a lot more up. I have enjoyable trail, dry weather. I don't know how tough this trail is going to be. It looks like most of the big gain was early on. This is the steep side where I go up this mountain. I just came up 2,500 feet or so. But I'm just happy I'm not done. When I was sitting in the hotel, it's always kind of like, well, if the trip ends at this point, me from a couple of months ago would have been over the moon happy, because doing 600 miles when I was sitting in the hospital seemed impossible. However, me right now, having just done 600, 800 miles, depending how you want to count it, I'm really not ready to be done. I want to be camping a little more. So it's a good day all around. Plus, the views on this first section of trail have been better than I have had for most of the Bent Mackay. Last really impressive view was that first day in the Smokies at that fire tower. So everything points to sunny weather, not too cold, lots of waterfalls. I'm not expecting any issue with water sources for this trail. There is a far out I can follow, so I have comments and whatnot. The Bartram, I have minimal beta, so there I'm a little more nervous on water, but again, the last couple of days of rain probably did a lot of good things for this area, and the sources will be a little more reliable again. 2 days sitting still in a hotel room, well, 2 days and change, was a little rough, especially since I just had my phone. I ended up watching like the last 2 or 3 seasons of Silicon Valley. But I have been hiking enough, you know, I'm at like 800 miles for the season, where I did appreciate the time off my feet. And I am just so happy my ankle is doing so much better today. I am still being very careful. I'm not recording when walking very much, and I'm aggressively using my trekking poles, but at least I'm not, you know, wincing and feeling sharp pain every single step. At least not so far. I got to talk to Jen a bit. She was able to go out and do a trail crew in Los Padres. Los Padres is not the closest national forest to us, but we really love that area from doing the Condor Trail and a couple other things. And we both like going up there when we can. She really enjoyed her trail crew weekend. I've done that a couple of times. She really hasn't before, I don't think. It's really therapeutic getting to like take a big pickaxe and rip something out of the ground. However, both of us are seemingly immune to poison oak, or so we thought. Apparently she was digging around in it because there were a lot of people that didn't want to get anywhere near it, and there's a lot of it up there. And she apparently is now affected by it for the first time ever. So she's got some itchy red rashes she is dealing with back home. I told her we got so many steroids, she can always just pop some prednisone. I kept threatening her to dose her with that just so she could understand how bad it was being on a high dose of that. Oh, that was a freaking nightmare for like 2 months. So as far as today, my goal is to just walk at a very deliberate, careful pace, be more careful of my ankle versus anything else. As long as it is not getting worse, I am in good shape, and I can camp pretty much wherever. This is a state park, but I think after this next mountain, I get into camping areas with plenty of water, so I'll hike another 4 hours or so, see how far I get, and set up. And I am scheduled out at about 15 miles a day, which seems reasonable. The days are getting noticeably shorter every day, so I am rapidly losing my daylight time, hence why I've been out in a headlamp a little more lately. But hey, if I'm going to go through an area like this, I would much rather be out during daytime, get to enjoy the view. This trail is one I originally had on my list to do with Jen, because I'd come near it a couple of times. I think I saw emblems when I crossed it on one trail or another, and I'd heard it had a lot of waterfalls and things. And so far, there's been like 10 times where I keep stopping and taking video or pictures and going, oh, Blondie would love this. But it's okay. I have a ticket home. I now know exactly when we are going to be back together, which will still be a couple of weeks, but at least it makes it feel real. So instead of just going, oh, I miss Blondie, I'm just going, oh, I can't wait to see Blondie again. And see how happy she is as we're kicking around on Bon Air. Fancy. I don't think there's developed camping everywhere, but I do appreciate the amount of trail maintenance that seems to have gone on out here since the fire. Oh, this is my favorite kind of weather. Mixed clouds, but sunny is just way more epic than straight sunshine. I keep taking lots of footage because I think I'm down low for most of the rest of the trail. Oh, I have missed these views. This is just beautiful. But hey, March, I think I'm going to go do the Mogollon Rim Trail if I can. That'll have those big, long, epic views. I love the rocks out here. Anytime I see big pieces of granite, I get all excited. Coming from the Sierra for so long. I am not really a developed campsite guy due to the whole not liking company thing, but this is nice. Also, I really appreciate the little touches. Those bottom signs seem like somebody cared enough to make this custom thing. Well, this is interesting. State parks sometimes just have the oddest budgetary expenditures. They often have way more money for the amount of people coming in. Oh, this is just so pretty with all the water running over the rocks. I will say, as pretty as things are, and as much as I'm enjoying myself, there is some erosion out here post-fire you can see, and the down steps are what I'm really having to watch right now with my ankle foot thing. It looks like there used to be a bunch of steps here and it all burned. Oh, don't mind me limping like a little old lady. Which I shouldn't even say, because I know some pretty fit and tough little old ladies out there. Oh, the water sources have been just flowing like crazy out here. There's certain things that I don't carry for like any day longer than the first day or two out of town. And these are one of those. They're really good and I take them all the time for day hikes, but they're kind of heavy. So I'm not going to carry like one of these for all 5 days or anything. It's the advantage of Jen sending me boxes. She sent me one of these as a treat. Brr. I was happily sitting there having a snack break and then I lost the sun and it gets chilly pretty quick. I decided to fill up my water so I'm all good. I can go wherever and camp wherever. There are a lot of water sources here, but it looks like the part I'm going to end up in at least doesn't have many marked on the map, so it's all good. Got about another hour and a half until it's dark. Not planning to stay here, but I have been sticking my nose into the campsites, just seeing what's around. Hey, rock seats. Uh-oh. I didn't realize it was going to be this busy up here. Hopefully the campsite I'm aiming for isn't going to be occupied. So there is some alternate Cesar's Head. I think that was the alternate marked on far out. No idea what makes that better or worse than the red line. By default, I do the red line. Ticks, bears, and snakes. AKA, I think I may be in the outdoors. See, once again, I made sure it was viable, but I didn't look at all the details. I didn't even realize this was up here. Oh, this is a good bloody day. Limping or no. This reminds me of a peeing incident on the Continental Divide. There are just certain times where you hit something right and the weather's good that are just amazing. Everybody's a little on the chilly side, so my shorts and fleece combo elicited some comments. Oh, only 66.5 more miles to go. Well, 66.5 miles and then 15 miles and then like 100 something miles and then maybe a few days on the AT until I'm dragged screaming off the trail and thrown into an airplane in Atlanta. So it is 6:45. It is getting dark before long. And these steps are the opposite of what I can handle easily right now. Oh well. So that is actually a decent campsite. Not marked or anything. I don't know. I think I'm going on just hoping I can have a view. I wasn't going to bivvy on top of the observation tower or anything. They say it closes an hour after dark, but part of me is kind of hoping as long as I'm up this high, having a view off in the distance. Or at least maybe someplace where the sun will hit me early in the morning. Okay, seriously, but now the first reasonable campsite that's not directly on a road I am totally going to take. Okay, so there is a actual like marked developed campsite up ahead, but this is looking pretty nice, and this is further from the road than that campsite, so I'm looking around in the bushes. I do believe this will do. Well off trail, separated from the road. No seemingly dead trees right above me, and no worry about anybody else coming by. A nice durable ground. Okay, I have to say, so far this trail is totally getting Matt's seal of approval. Which, while Jen's involves lots of cute animals giving a thumbs up, mine would probably involve, oh, I don't know, coffee, nachos, and boobs or something like that. Wouldn't make nearly as appropriate a sticker. And Jen would strongly disapprove of said logo. So anyway, so I have a nice quiet campsite. That was a really cool visit to the overlook. Today has just been awesome overall. I also think I'm just on a high because I was kind of worried for a little while there that I may not be able to continue. So kind of similar to when I got over COVID on the CDT and I was finally able to continue. I tend to be really, really happy when I get going. even if I was limping a bit. Home sweet home. I don't know if it's going to get down to freezing tonight, but I am happy to have my 10-degree bag. It is chilly.